also have a surprise for you. Do we not? I think I'm going to see on screen. Rick, how are you?
Great. Great, thank you.
Do you have mic on? Let's see.
It's on. The man.
Mike, what's up?
Nice.
Let's crank that volume louder. What's up, Mike? It's Javi and the Benzinga team. How you doing?
Doing fine.
We're missing you here. Are you missing us as well?
No, I'm not. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Where are you today?
In my training camp.
Nice, man. I've seen your training videos. You look awesome. What's your training routine like? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you've seen it. That's what I do constantly.
Do you incorporate cannabis into that training routine?
No, not this particular fight, no.
That's smart, man. You're coming to Thailand. Tell me a little bit about that. Why do you choose Thailand? What's your story with Thailand, your relationship with Thailand?
Well, of course, you know, I shot The Hangover 2 there, and at that particular time, it was very risky to be involved with cannabis at that time. I guess it was a real sinister treatment if you did. So I'm glad that they're more civilized now, that they don't have that same kind of what you call it, dangerous point of view with cannabis.
I know you're very passionate about the strains that you're bringing to Thailand. Can you tell me a little bit about that selection process? I know you picked special strains. You told me about some of the strains that you developed for that market.
Well, listen, I'm not planting strains. I just get the greatest growers in the world, and I stamp my name on their product.
Are you a sativa or indica guy?
I like sativa. I like to think.
Why do you like sativa? What makes you gravitate towards sativas?
Well, it keeps me in a constant state of thinking.
Lovely. What other countries are you getting into? I know you're globally recognized. We've discussed this many times. You know they love you everywhere. So, which other markets are you looking at? What excites you?
Hey, listen, I'm willing to go with every market that's willing to accept us. You know, some people have rules that are just overwhelming and overbearing. But listen, we're willing to work with anybody that's willing to work with us.
Talking about markets that accept you, New York came online recently. You're finally launching in your home state. How do you feel about that? Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm extremely happy and I'm satisfied about that, but there's still bigger fish to catch.
Lovely, and you're also getting into coffee shops. That's a different model for you, right? Can you tell us a story of why you decided to open a coffee shop and what excites you about that specific model?
Well, listen, it's no brainer to have a coffee shop.
See me, we lost him.
Shop in the particular cities that we have them. They've been very all over the world with them. The first one that I opened up in Holland, then we opened up a second one, and it was such a success. We trying to pretty much invade the world with them.
You're also launching you recently launched a seed line as well, like for home growing, and that's a different side of this. How do you feel it complements your current offerings? Does it compete, or is it like a different segment of the market for you?
Hey, it's just something that's really simple and not very complicated. I look at it from that perspective.
Do you have any cool cannabis stories that you can share with us? You always unpack these amazing stories. You told me the one about Tupac recently. Like, what can you tell us? Humor us a little bit.
About cannabis? Tell me, what do you mean?
Like some good stories that you've had with cannabis.
Oh, listen, yeah. One day I went to a Snoop concert, right? And they were late coming out, but they were inside this a trailer smoking, and they were already like an hour late. And then he saw me come out. Then we went back in there and smoked for another hour. So they must have been waiting for 2 hours for Snoop come. And then he just came out, and it was an incredible show.
You told me recently that you went back to smoking cannabis after many years of not smoking weed, thanks to Tupac. What's the story there?
Tupac always wanted me to smoke. I haven't smoked since I was 18 years old. And so I think I was, 29 or 30, something from that when he died, probably 30. And I never smoked with him. He wanted to smoke. He wanted to see me high. And so at his, I believe it was like it wasn't a funeral, but it was just like a wake for him. And I just started smoking that day and never stopped.
It's almost like to his honor, like to his memory.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's because of Tupac I started smoking again. No doubt about that.
That's why they call it a candle in some places. I don't know. Maybe I just made it up, but some people call a joint a candle. We're here with your friends Rick, Ryan, and Adam as well. Guys, do you have any questions for Mike? Anything you want to say?
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, boss.
Talk to me, guys. Show me some love. What's happening? Everything good over here?
Well, I know Mike was talking about our expansion into Amsterdam on the retail front. He didn't get to mention, but we are now opening a second retail outlet in Barcelona. Super pumped about. Can't tell you where yet, but we got a couple locations in the U.S. as well. We're in the middle of opening up as Tyson 2.0 cafes, and a couple other global expansions, including Indonesia, on the coffee shop side, outside of the cannabis space, as well as a second location in Amsterdam. So we're pumped about that one.
As you know, I'm from Argentina, and we have a lot of Latinos in this audience, and I know you have a history with Diego Maradona, very famous.
What do you guys think about that? Diego?
Yeah, tell me your history with Diego Maradona. Did you ever join? What was his history with him? How do you become friends?
Listen, I've never smoked with him. I never drank with him, but we were soul brothers. We just loved each other once the first time we ever met each other.
That's fantastic, Mike. Anything else you're excited about? New products coming out? Like you're always creative. You got the Mike's Bites, now you got the Night Bites. What else is in stock for you?
Well, there's a lot of things in store right now, but we can't express it at this particular moment. We have a lot of plans and a lot of secret stuff that's coming that's going to be very impressive to the world.
Adam, anything you want to ask him?
I mean, the Night Bites have been a hit. We recreated the Mike Bites with CBN now to help people with sleep. I mean, Mike himself, I've watched eat a whole bag of them and fall asleep, so they definitely work. Yeah, no, I mean, they're now live across 7 different markets. We're in 20 states with Tyson 2.0 and Ric Flair Drip, so excited to continue to roll them out across the nation.
We're here with your good friend Ric Flair as well, man. What's the story of the best joint you've shared? I want to hear both of your versions. Like, Mike? What is your version? And then I want to hear Rick.
What question?
The best joint you've shared.
The best one?
Me and Rick was somewhere in some streets on some corner and was smoking. I forgot where it was.
That was Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago. It was amazing. It was just, you had to believe it.
The best story about me and Mike is we were in the Hamptons. And I said, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna show you that I can smoke as much as you. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I didn't even know where I was. I don't remember. I remember looking at Mike and going, what do you think about this? I'm hanging with you. And that's the last thing I remember for about 10 hours.
We were nervous about you. We got a little worried.
I'm glad you're not here right now because I don't want to smoke with you again.
After this fight, we're going to smoke a lot, brother.
You make me look bad.
But then you're going to look bad some more because we're going to smoke again after this fight.
Literally, he puts Ric Flair to bed with his cannabis. I'm not kidding you. And he won't drink anymore, so I haven't got a fair chance of drinking with him.
Knocking Ric Flair out without the need to have a fight.
Brother, hey,
My God.
He's knocked me out twice. In Chicago, I was walking into the girls' locker room.
Yeah, that was difficult. It was very scary.
Mike, what does your family think about your relationship with cannabis? How do they feel about you consuming cannabis? How does it affect your family life, your home life? I know, it's been very good for you.
Are you being serious? For real? Hello?
Yeah,
are you serious about that question, though? Because I'll give you the answer.
What do you ask?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Mike, he's asking you how cannabis affects your relationship with the family.
Well, listen, all right, right now I'm not smoking, so the family relationship is not going too well. But when I'm smoking, it's just beautiful. You understand that?
Absolutely.
Yes, Mike. Mike, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you always and look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Keep training hard, champ.
Thanks, Champ.
Thank you, bud. Bye.
Thanks, Mike.
That took a turn.
Gotta love Mike.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about more, more a little bit, about your expansion internationally. You're getting into talent that you're particularly excited about. New York, you got some other very cool stuff in the near future developing.
Yeah, we just announced an exclusive deal with PH Can International in Germany and the UK to start launching in Australia later this year with them. We're very excited about the international markets, and we kind of look at the landscape of cannabis expansion in a few different brackets, right? We start with compliance, make sure that a business model like ours that is, really predicated on our talent and the legacies that they've built is first and foremost viable, right? I mean, we see even states like we're in right now, the challenges of building brand in heavily regulated medical markets is obviously a much different challenge than building in a state like California, right? So we first start by assessing the viability, and then we really start to vet the operators if we do assess that the viability is there. So when it comes to international expansion, national expansion, our team really focuses on choosing and finding the best licensees to create the most amount of longevity in the space.
Rick, I also know your brand is getting into Michigan, New Mexico, California. What are you excited about? About these markets. Why do you pick these markets?
Well, actually, I didn't pick them. I'm just fortunate enough to be part of the team that I'm. Trust me, I want everybody here to know I'm blessed to know these guys. Obviously, as a kid, I smoked marijuana, but it wasn't as acceptable in the 70s as it is now. So during my wrestling career, because we drug tested, I didn't smoke or anything like that. However, on a serious note, in 1989, I took my first Xanax, and up until I got on the edibles, I was addicted to Xanax. I'm not going to say that I don't take one now once in a while if something really hits me, but by weaning myself off the Xanax, which I have no problem admitting was a serious issue, 1-2 milligram, the white bar, boom, every night to go to sleep, especially with international travel, the way I was traveling. But the edibles have helped me out a lot, and I do like smoking the weed now, but there's a couple people I can't hang with, and Mike is one of them, Adam's another. I mean, there's no moderation with me with drinking, but I'm going to have to build up my tolerance slowly if I want to hang with these guys. I'm glad Mike's not here personally. I'm sorry for you that you're not getting to meet him, but if I had to go and smoke with Mike again today, I'd be in bed at 7 o'clock again. But anyway, I'm happy to be here. We're in 10 states now. We're going into 6 new ones. And everything that these guys do, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, it turns to gold. I mean, there's been nothing, no setbacks. I've just continued to I make more money now than I ever made wrestling. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolute insanity, and it's all because these guys and Mike allowed me to come on board, be part of their team, and live the dream. So I'm enjoying it, and I like the traveling. I like to go. I'll be in California tomorrow. We're opening a new grower tomorrow.
Yeah, we partnered with Green Dragon in California, so we're launching on 420 with Rick. Super pumped and excited about that to bring Rick back to California.
Yeah, I keep every female bartender in Tampa high. I have no problem getting in any place. I just carry in the weed and hello, Ricky. It's good stuff. And the new stuff, I had a girl tell me the new stuff that we sampled when I was with you in California last month. is going to be the real deal. It may close some deals for me. So
Those are some infused pre-rolls, blunts with about 2 grams of flour, half a gram of rosin, live
yeah.
rosin. So
Wow.
put you on your ass.
Yep. Good night.
I mean, you said you weren't a heavy consumer. Like, so what is your type of intake, right? Like, you definitely don't like to smoke as much.
No,
as,
I don't.
as
I can take 4 hits and that's it. 5 and I'm talking to you and you won't answer me because I'm talking to somebody else. Does that make sense? I make it that fast. 1, 2, 3, I'm cool. But all of a sudden I'll look at you and I'll say, hey, and you won't answer me. Because I'm on a time warp at the labs. It doesn't hurt, but it just, it's funny. I'm talking to myself, and then all of a sudden, it comes down, you come down, and you come back to reality. But everybody experiences it differently. I highly recommend it. It doesn't cause anxiety. It's fun. It's much healthier than drinking, absolutely. And I'm unless you have a lung issue, but I'm enjoying the ride, and I was never against cannabis. I didn't like working with people that were impaired with alcohol or cannabis, which, you know, there's a moderation. There's moderation with liquor, there's moderation with everything. But I'm on board 100%, and I'm enjoying the ride, and feel very fortunate to be here and be even right here tonight with you guys in Miami. I love Miami. Mm-hmm. If I had a Ric Flair drip in the 80s, God only knows what I've done in Miami. They wouldn't be talking about Don Johnson. What was that show he was on? Miami Vice. It would have been Ric Flair Vice.
What kind of zone does cannabis get you into? Do you relax again? Like you were talking a little bit about that, and I'm curious.
I totally relax.
Personality.
Yeah, I totally relax. Yeah, but it's just fun to see everybody. I'm married, but I have more girlfriends, friends that love the Ric Flair drip than I've ever had in my life, and that's saying a lot. So God knows I've known a few. Yeah, that's right.
Your personality, both your wrestler persona and your personal personality has always been very energetic, flamboyant, right? Like
it hasn't changed. I'm 75, but I go to the age rejuvenation clinic and I carry a Ric Flair drip.
Now we lock that energy in a can, though, with Woo Energy.
What's that?
Let's talk about Woo.
Yeah.
Put our Woo Energy.
Oh yeah, Woo Energy too.
Do you even need this? Or is it for the rest of the people? Is it like just a dose of your energy for the rest of the people? Like I see your personality is infused in all of your brand, right? Like everything is like, you know, colorful. What was the thought process behind of that?
Well, it's really, once again, that was 2 other people that I'm involved with, Suzanne and Michael. They created the formula, Suzanne did, and I fully expect us to be in competition with any energy drink in the world within the next 8 to 12 months. And it's growing that fast.
I think they're definitely more delicious. How do you build the flavors for this? I'm drinking dragon fruit.
You pour it on vodka or tequila, you'll love it.
Man, that's a drink for Miami. Ric Flair Vice.
It is.
Jason Rasnick says
We
it's
call
his
him-
new
we call him-
favorite drink.
We call
You
them
could
Woo
quote
Bombs.
him on that on record.
They're called Woo Bombs, a shot of vodka with some Woo Energy, and it's a Woo Bomb. You're now the exclusive sponsorship of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Columbus Blue Jackets, AEW Wrestling, Ohio State University, and many, many more.
What is your favorite product in all of your offering? Like of all of your line, what's your favorite personally?
The edibles and the Woo Energy.
Lovely. Why? What gets to
The Woo Energy works. I'm telling you. It's like time passes and you don't realize it. There's no up and down. It's not like a Red Bull or something else. I'm not going to knock anybody else's product, but everything's about marketing, and I'm lucky enough to be working with marketing geniuses, Suzanne and Michael, and with the cannabis with Adam, and the whole partnership has worked out great. And you put the two together, and it's a big deal for Ric Flair, Woo Energy, and thank God I trademarked Woo, right? So there you go.
What are you going to create
Two
next,
claps.
man? What's your next big creation? Give us a little taste. What are you thinking? What are you imagining? Wildest dreams here.
My next big creation? Wow. I don't know. There isn't much I haven't done. I don't know.
You do have a new film coming out on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I do. The Rock is making a movie on my life story. $7. Dwayne Johnson. That's going to be interesting.
That's insane, man. I love that. I love that for you. I also know that Carma Holdco.
It's a hell of a story.
We got to watch it. Do you know when it's coming out?
Finally the writer's strike is over. There's been a lot of complications with Hollywood, but I'll have a pretty good grip. The Rock, we had to get through WrestleMania, and which of course was a tremendous event. And now Dwayne's free. I'll actually see him. I may see him tomorrow while I'm in LA, but we're going to work on it right away now. Had to get through WrestleMania, which was fabulous, and The Rock. He's another one of these guys. Whatever The Rock touches turns to gold. Tremendous guy.
100%. I mean, please make it happen for all of us and tell him we said hi.
Yeah,
he knows us.
Yeah.
All of his fans.
He's fabulous.
I know the Carma team has also some very big things coming up as well. I think you might have a little sneak peek for us.
Well, we got a little sneak peek. As Rick mentioned, we have 6 new states coming online through a partnership with the Cannabis. Ryan, the 6 states coming?
Yeah, we got New Jersey, Ohio, New York, Florida. We're going to be coming into Maryland with them, and PA. So we're very excited. We've got a lot of history with cannabis, formerly known as Columbia Care. We're very close with Jesse and their team. Very excited to bring Ric Flair into their markets with them. We consider them, the gold standard when it comes to MSO operators, and very grateful for that opportunity. I think when we come into markets, the difference and the humility that we try to take into each one is just overall authenticity. Being a celebrity brand house, there's almost an inherent nature of consumers seeing celebrities come into the space and go right out, right? I think the real catalyst and difference maker of having staying power is really approaching it with authenticity. So, when it comes to authenticity, there's really no one better in the game than Ric Flair. There's no one in the game better than Mike Tyson. And because of that, we've been fortunate enough to ride that momentum.
I can't thank you enough for dropping that exclusive piece of information here at the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference. As many of you know, the cannabis is publicly traded, not a recommendation disclosure. But are you investable? Or what's up? A lot of people come to me and say, hey, how can I get in on this business?
So Carma itself, we're not raising capital. We're cash flow positive. I mean, we're in a wonderful place. Thankful since inception. Always open to conversations. If somebody's got a big enough checkbook, we're always open to talking. That's for sure.
Well, so you're excited about it. I mean, there's so much. You're constantly doing new stuff. New products, new markets in the U.S., international. People approaching you from every country. Every other week, I'm introducing you to someone like, hey, this person wants to bring you here. This person wants to bring you there. So what are you thinking?
We don't stop. I mean, we're excited about this continued expansion across all of our brands. Rick's brand, Mike's brand. We haven't spoken today about Future's brand, but we also have Evil by Future. Just launched this last year. We're already active in 6 states. We signed Thailand as well for Future. So real excited just to continue to grow, add additional celebrity brands to the mix, ensuring they're authentic to the talent. Rick and his Xanax story is a great example. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead.
And also, for me, I'm very excited. Benzinga is going to have a sponsorship in relation to the NFL draft next weekend. So we're all
That's
going
right.
for that. And I know, I'm sure 99% of you are football fans, and the draft's a big deal. So it's the Benzinga is bigger than people realize. It touches everything, and it's
Brings us all together.
brings us all together.
Absolutely.
Gift after gift today, man. It's like testimonials, exclusives. What else can we ask for? What's your favorite sport? Like, you know, beyond combat sports, right?
My favorite sport?
Yeah.
You're gonna die. Outside of football, pro football, the girls' basketball this year was unbelievable. I know it's not going to be the same next year with Caitlin Clark gone, but when you start thinking about the fact that Caitlin Clark at the draft got drafted by Indiana, just a team that had just done so well, or so, they had 17,000 people in the arena watching her get drafted in Cleveland. And they've sold out every game. So, I mean, I like the NBA. Of course, I love LeBron, and hoping the Lakers will be able to give the Nuggets a good run. But I was really taken back by the girls' basketball this year. I enjoyed it. And the ratings, you got 19 million people watching a girls' basketball game. It's impressive. It's really big if you compare it to the other things that ESPN does.
I love that. And when you consume cannabis, what's the favorite kind of music that you enjoy? What's your jam?
I'm a Kid Rock guy.
Do you listen to Future as well? Are you familiar with his music now? Like,
Yeah, no, I love the Amigos. I'm good friends. Well, they're not together anymore, but good friends with Offset. I'm good friends with Snoop Dogg. Had the privilege of meeting some great people. Ricky Ross. They all smoke. Mm-hmm. And we've all smoked together, so it's been fun. Adam was with me last year. We went to see Snoop, and Snoop just stays high. You give Mike a run for his money.
Do you feel cannabis has facilitated, forming new relationships?
It's getting bigger. I see it with my very eyes. Getting bigger every day. And I wasn't aware that I got involved with you guys, how popular it was, just because I wasn't paying attention. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I mean, people love cannabis. They love the mellow high. They love the edibles, and it's a booming business.
Yeah.
And it's getting bigger, and more states are saying, you know what? Let's not fight them. Let's join them.
I think we're just getting started with the rescheduling and the Safe Banking Act and everything that's in the pipipeline. I mean, I think we're just getting started.
By the way, take me to Thailand.
We'll be there later this year.
I think that there were a lot of
Love that Thai cuisine. We can go to Malaysia too.
I don't know if it's legal there.
Yeah,
I was going to say, we got to get a deal done first before we go to Malaysia.
Yeah, The Rock and I went to Malaysia. That was something to talk about.
But yeah, we see, I mean, with federal legalization, in the near future, hopefully, it's we think we're just scraping the surface. So we'll continue to grow and add new markets, new countries, et cetera, to the portfolio.
One of the things that Rick just said is, he didn't know cannabis was so popular, and many of us didn't know as well, right? Like there were a lot of, closet cannabis.
I didn't pay attention to it. I wasn't. But I mean, now that I'm aware of it, it's amazing how popular it is.
That's an issue.
It's getting bigger.
The education's a big problem, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's using, and that's the thing we have. We have this platform with Mike, with Rick, with Future to educate whether you're a cannabis user or not, but let people know what we're doing and what cannabis is all about, and how you can safely purchase cannabis, tested cannabis, through legal dispensaries across this nation.
I wasn't on the trip, but I think when Adam and Mike went to Germany, there was a riot.
Oh, that was wild.
To see Mike. Yeah,
we did a 5-country tour. Germany and Netherlands are probably the craziest of it.
Yeah.
2 streets of crowds. And we couldn't get out of there.
Amsterdam can hurt you.
Amsterdam was wild. Absolutely.
Have you seen a lot of people come out of the cannabis closet, with Rick's line, with Mike's line? A lot of people who are into sports, for instance, often don't want to say that they smoke weed, they consume cannabis in some way, shape, or form. And it seems like, all these things help normalize the access. What are some of the stories that you've seen, some of the experiences that you had of it with people getting closer or getting more comfortable with cannabis through these lines?
We've done a lot of meet and greets with Rick, where a lot of to meet Rick and get a photo with him, you got to purchase cannabis. I'd say 20% of the line of some of the visits we've had, I'd speak with most people in line. A lot of these people have never tried cannabis before. A lot of these wrestling fans just wanted to come see Rick. But having the ability to connect with Rick through cannabis, this was their opportunity and their chance to try it. My own mother, for example, had never tried edibles, anything like that. I took her a bag of Mike Bites to try. Had a little bite of an ear, and she enjoyed it. Helped her sleep, and just changed her perspective on it, obviously.
Tell me a little bit more about the coffee shops. Like, how does that look like? What's the feeling of it? I've been to several coffee shops in Amsterdam, and they have very different vibes. What is your approach to this?
So as you know, a standard coffee shop in Amsterdam has the feeling of a dispensary, pre-legalization 10, 15 years ago. It's different. It's not the welcoming feeling that you have when you walk into the Tyson coffee shop. Tyson coffee shop with electric sliding doors. It's a VIP experience where you connect on a different level. High-end products, high-end experience, and more inviting for tourists. Again, a lot of first-timers coming in. We got people from all over the world calling saying, hey, I traveled to Amsterdam to go check out your coffee shop. Hence why we're continuing to expand on that side of it, on the brick and mortar retail end.
One of the things I found interesting and pretty curious is many people in the cannabis space, I've heard this, now maybe a lot of them won't acknowledge it, but feel like home growing goes against the industry's interest, right? Like it takes away market share. And I was asking Mike earlier, you launched a seed collaboration, right? Do you feel the two coexist well? Do you think they are in conflict? What's your approach to home growing, and how does it affect or not affect your direct retail business?
I think it gives people a thorough understanding of just how difficult it is to grow cannabis, right? I think it gives them an opportunity to educate themselves on the process, know what they're looking out for when it comes to shopping at store level. And for us, being able to bring our genetics to them in their homes is meaningful to us. So we do not think one cannibalizes the other. In fact, we think that the two work very symbiotically together. The same way I'm more than likely not going to grow all of my tomatoes. To know how to do it, to have the experience in doing so, it makes it that much more effective to know what you're looking out for when it comes to the barrage of products that we find, on cannabis shelves in retailers. And I think it's one of those things where as education continues to pour into the space, as growers continue to be, free with providing that education to consumers so that they can do it themselves, I think it's only going to take off. We're seeing a lot of excitement from that side of the space.
One of the partnerships that I personally love is your collaboration with Futurola. For those in the audience who are not familiar, can you tell us a little bit about what Futurola is, that partnership, and then how you select partners? Because again, you constantly get people approaching you saying, hey, we want to do something with Rick, we want to do something with Future, we want to do something with Mike, we want to do something with Carma, like the entire company, the holding company. We just want to work with you guys. So what's a Futurola partnership? What is Futurola? And how do you select other partners?
So there's a few key items when we're selecting a partner. Obviously, supply chain's a huge part of that. Capitalization, ensuring that they're well capitalized, and ensuring that they're there and for the long run. I mean, we're not looking for obviously a short-term partnership. So there's three key parts. Futurola being a high-end paper company, rolling papers, blunts, etc., we found them to be a perfect fit for our brand being, again, a top-shelf, high-end brand, where they're both on the edge, cutting-edge technology with terpene-infused papers and just high-end quality partnership there.
Lovely. Anything else that you want to leave us with? Anything in the future? Anything you're excited about? Anything else you want to highlight? Anything else you want to tell us, to share? I mean, you've unveiled quite a bit today, but
I think the industry's seen a lot of tough years over the last couple of years from state to state. And it feels like there's a new wave of excitement that's coming back into the space. And, you know, it's great to see a lot of the familiar faces that, you know, have weathered this storm. And we're excited to be getting into the second inning of this game. And that's how I really feel that, you know, we're that young as an industry still. And we've taken a lot of licks over the last couple of years, and things are feeling good.
Rick, if you could leave us with one concluding thought, right? Like a wish for the world and cannabis in the world.
Well, I'm going to leave you with something heavier than that. I've been involved in a very insensitive business, and I've seen people get addicted to painkillers, cocaine, Xanax, uppers, downers, and die. Nobody's ever going to die smoking a joint or eating an edible. And I think that has made a big difference, because the guys, they take, you know, they take an upper, eat the Percocets, or eat, I mean, I can list the name of you guys, you know some of the people I'm talking about. And this is a much safer, much more relaxed, and absolutely, I'll emphasize, safer, positive way of being relaxed, sleeping better, having a better quality of life than waking up and taking a Percocet and going to take a Xanax at night to go back to sleep, and then eating pain pills. It's just, I've seen it all. And cannabis, I just think it's by far healthier than drinking, I can tell you that. But I'm not going to stop drinking. I'm not trying to imply that by any means, because you'll see me in the bar in about a half hour. But I strongly recommend that for relaxation and better quality of life, that you bring cannabis into your life.
Thank you, Rick.
Forget the pain pills, guys. There's nothing good about getting hooked on pain pills or Xanax or any upper or downer. Trust me, I've seen it destroy people's lives. Marijuana, never.
Ric Flair drip.
Ric Flair drip, go.
Woo! Let's hear it up for Ric Flair, Adam Wilkes, and Ryan Burke.
Thank you.